Hello. I'm back. I'm exhausted. How are we doing? How is everyone? Hi. Oh god, I should go live on TikTok too, huh? That is part of my whole thing, is being a TikToker. Chat and interview category. Welcome to the Diana figures out how to work her stream. How's everyone doing? How was your guys' Christmases? I know my setup is still Christmas-y. I'll fix it when I have a chance to breathe. Literally so I just got back from traveling fucking like so long. So much travel. So many places to go. So many people to see. It's like 3 hours from me to the city where half of the family I saw today over the weekend is, and then another like 2 hours down south from there, and then an hour over, making a whole triangle across Oregon basically. And I don't know if you guys know this about me. I am anxious about driving. I have something about the OCPD and the way it interacts with just like not being able to control other cars on the road and not trusting that they're gonna follow the laws and things like that. Basically made it so that was like 6 hours non-consecutive driving, just riddled with anxiety, like full on. It was an anxious response the entire time. So I'm exhausted from that, just like physically, dude. And then also losing spoons from having to talk to my family. My God. So I apologize if we're a little low energy today, but regardless, let me get things set up. Oh, anyway, the point of that conversation is I walked in, I threw a bunch of shit down. I haven't even finished unloading the car yet, and then I sprinted upstairs to start the stream. So I am, like, all I had time to do was replace my jeans with some comfy shorts so I could sit for 2 hours and not be uncomfortable as shit, on top of the many hours of sitting I've already done. So that's where we're at, energy-wise. Yeah, that was the vibe check. That entire, like, fucking essay I just spouted at you guys, that's the vibe for today. We're going with it. Anyway, I'll fix up the layout probably after this. I think I might just pull an all-nighter tonight, you guys. I might full on, not with the stream, but, like, just to get shit done. Things that I need to get done. Okay, let's see. Post-Christmas vibes is just what I'll call. I don't put a lot of effort into the TikTok live, so very sorry if you're over on TikTok wondering what we're doing today. Mostly vibing. Good God. I'm gonna set the sub goal back down. I'm only gonna set it at 15 today because we only got to like 16 last time, and we barely snuck it in there. So I don't know if that's like gonna be the whole thing. We're no longer gonna have the donation goal be mistletoe, because maybe just like alcohol? I don't think that's something I can do. Oh hey, Ryuji's! hi. Ryuchi has subscribed again, and also so did Dawson, like ages ago. Thanks so much, Dawson and Ryuji, for subscribing. Dawson at tier 3 too. Oh my god, I still think you're like one of the only ones. Regardless, let me set this today's goal. I don't know. I could set it to like the souls of children. The souls of children, and that'll be a nice 20 bucks. And for those saying, oh, my child is worth more than that, no, they're fucking not. We'll put that there. Those are the goals. We'll save that. Okay, so we're already one of the way. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and change the ticker, the number, the count to 2, because I did see Dawson's came in before we started, and I want that to count. Anyway, hello everyone. Hi. I don't expect it to be a big stream. Are any of you guys still like out and about for Christmas, or is everyone kind of mostly back settled in? How's it going? Dawson came in immediately saying Tuesday. Bob's 3K says stream time. Indeed it is stream time. Pope is back. Also, fucking OBS reset all of my things for you guys, so I no longer have nicknames for most of you. I'm so sorry if I missed your nickname. I just remind me and I'll try and add it back, because they all got reset. They're all gone. It's like it never happened, like I never put in that work. Oh shit, I don't just have to update the stream layer. I have to update the emotes, and I have to update the sub things back. Okay, so reset Steam overlay to non-Christmas. Fix sub badges and emotes to be not as holly jolly. And then we'll get that fixed. I did get the regular music back, so that's something. Goose wants me to hydrate. I could do that. I realized the other day that every time someone asks me to do something with the point redeems and I say I can do that, I full on stole that from Endeavorance. Oh, we got a couple subs and we started a hype train. Holy shit. Hi. Amazing. Okay. Oh god, and I gotta take down my Christmas decor too. I'm full on. I'm gonna stay up all night getting all this stuff done. If I leave for like, hi Semi. If I leave for a fucking half a day, I fall so far behind. I don't know how I'd survive dated. Okay, so take down Christmas decor, because I'm not the type of person to leave it up for a month straight, and also I need my table space back. Alcito is back there. He's vibing. He's still got his Christmas hat. I can go grab him in a sec. Omega Mike wants me to check my posture. I can do that. Beyond that, Bob said, happy discount candy cane day. Soul said hello. Bloodmane Leon said hello as well. Firefee said hi. Cross says, welcome back and happy holidays. Nemoose says hello, all you beautiful people. Elkaz T1996 has subscribed, as has Simi. And Crispy Reds just gifted a tier 1 sub as well. Dawson wants me to roll D20, so I can do that in a second. Oh, you gifted a sub to Jessica Sports. I remember when they popped in like the other day. Another queer female GM. I remember we connected on that front, so that's awesome. Okay, let's see. Goose says, oh no, the ads. Oh, I'm so sorry, Goose. Apophis says, hello, Diana. Hope you had a merry and fulfilling Christmas. I had a Christmas. It was fun. It was great. It was a lot of travel, but it is what it is. Arcatros says, been a minute since stream, but hey, yo, miss being here. Welcome back, Arcatros. Oakleaf216 for the first time is here saying, hello all, never been available to hop in a stream before. I'm glad you're here. Senor Storm says, that sounds like a crazy amount of travel. Hope you've had some time to relax. It's honestly not... It's not bad. I mean, there wasn't snow, which is good, because I don't have snow tires, and I never leave my house, you guys, so I don't have snow tires. This was the first time I had to fill my gas in, like, 3 months, and I had to fill it, like, 2 or 3 times over the course of the weekend. Like, it's, ugh. Hey, Oakleaf just cheered 12 bits. Thanks, Oakleaf. Let's see. Apophis says OCD, neurodivergence unite. It's OCPD, fortunately. OCD is like the harsher version of what I have. I do not envy the OCD folks in the chat today. But OCPD is a little bit different. Firefree says, did anyone else catch the Hannah stream this morning? Was that Hannah plays D&D? I saw she was playing Minecraft. That looks honestly super fun. And then Cross says, 24-hour stream, you heard her. Absolutely not. I would rather die than do... Well, I could do a 24-hour stream, but it'd have to be super well planned ahead of time. I'd have to have nothing to do, because otherwise you guys would just be streaming... I would be streaming me sitting around doing my own shit. Hey, Boat Daddy Sharon, Karen, followed, as did Shroom Squanch? Hi, welcome in. Good to see you guys. Jabroni over on TikTok says, hey, I got a question for you. What's your favorite character you've ever played in D&D? It wasn't technically my character, but it was a DMPC I made named Rook. And Rook is the best boy. He's like this Kenku, and he was a bard, right? And Kenku are, as written, not supposed to have any sort of creativity at all, like in the slightest. And so making a Kenku bard seems super counterintuitive, because it's like, well, shit, like, what's he gonna do? He can't write his own songs. Instead, his whole goal was to go out adventuring so he could collect songs from lost cultures, other cultures, different countries, things like that. And he could master them almost immediately because he could just mimic them. And so he would bring them back to his hometown, his home, you know, his school, his bardic school, college, and then share that with them. So instead of being like an original bard, he was a bard that just copied things. And became like the world's best bard in that sort of sense. Waddles time, hello, welcome in, thanks for the follow. But that would probably be my favorite D&D character. He's also like quite young. I got to play just like this goofy little guy, this goofy little kid, this little fella, because Kenku mature absurdly young. Maybe like 4 to 6 years old is I think when they mature, and he was 9. So timeline wise it made sense. But yeah, like he was just a little guy going adventuring. He hadn't seen the horrors of the world, and this whole thing was like too and I know some people in chat like recognize Rook 100%. That's the boy, that's the man. He did this thing where when he was going to his bardic college, going to school basically on how to be a bard, he couldn't come up with his original stuff, and all the other students made fun of him for it. But when he cast spells, since he didn't have a voice of his own, it was him mimicking his teachers and other people who he heard casting those spells before. And so he would sound like a myriad of different voices, kind of like Bumblebee style when it came to the way he cast spells, except for certain spells like anything that's like an insulting spell, like Silvery Barbs was one. I think he knew Hellish Rebuke or some other sort of like Cutting Words, that was it. They all sounded like the insults that he heard when he was going to school, and so that was like his whole thing. The roaming DM says hello. Hey, hi. Shroom Squanch says hi. You can call me Shroom or Shrooms. Perfect. Devin over on TikTok says Vicious Mockery. Vicious Mockery is the one. That as well. We also have Triff Plays, who's resubbed for a month at tier 1. Hello. And then Simi is back for a 10 stream streak saying, would you look at that? Would you look at that? I am going to get Dawson's post-Christmas vibe check in here real fast. One moment. 16. Hopefully the vibes improve. Honestly, it's not like a good mental health day. It's not like a bad mental health day though. It'll improve as soon as I start getting shit done. That's just how I operate. Universe Fall says hi, just dropped in to say hi. Hello. Okay, let's see. I see some more questions. I'm going to catch up on chat before I answer them. Dracobane says, Hi, Dracobane. Max Sound is back. Everyone's saying hello. Calevra's back. You Want Kebab is here. Captain Nova just gifted 64 tier 1 subs? You're fucking kidding. Captain Nova, that's absurd. I didn't even think I had 64 people left without subs in my fucking community. Holy hell. Okay. Well, I also just... I love how one of the people who just subscribed to that is named Chode Feet. Shout out to Chode Feet. God, that's like... I've never had to scroll this far down before. On a thing. And we're at level 10 on the hype train? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, no. Fuck me then. I guess I'm not catching up on chat. Captain Nova says, Happy late Christmas. Happy Christmas to you too, Nova. My god. Thank you so much. It's good to have you back. Goodness. Gina got a subscription. That's awesome. I fucking love Gina. Hi everyone. Hello. Jesus Christ. Okay. Agent Hayes in the middle of all that, or Argent Hayes, also followed. I'm so sorry for missing that. I'm gonna mute this. It's gonna be quite loud if I don't mute it. I'm so sorry. But you should be seeing the names pop up here. Trying to get. I don't know. I should adjust how I take care of the notifications, because I guess I don't know. I want people's names to show up, but. I don't know. Argent Hayes says I'm not important. All good. No, you're definitely important. Clever says there's a user, Emma Panada, and I love that. Yeah, Emma Panada showed up last week. They said hello. Jesus. Okay, cool. Jeff has followed. Hello, Jeff. So the sub goal, the matter of the sub goal. It's at 70, so we missed 69. Jesus Christ. 75? Yeah. I will also point out, guys, we do have a reason to celebrate as well. Aside from the fact that it's Christmas, and aside from the 64 gifted subs from Captain Nova, we have... Also, 64 is a wild number. Wait, Captain, what made you choose 64? Sammy says, I'm off to Lyric, have to work on some stuff. All right, well, have a good night, Sammy. Captain Nova says, that's why I did 64 subs, because you had 5 at first. Oh! Wild. Okay, so it must have been Triff kind of sneaking in there. I see. I getcha. Smart man. Thank you for... I appreciate any time someone tries so hard to make that joke in particular. I fucking love it. Along Came Potato said, your Bard character sounds like... No, that's what I call Bard Volume 3. That would be such a good idea. Oh my god, if he ever put on a live performance anywhere, he would get like a sandwich board outside of a pub or like a tavern that just says, no, that's what I like. That's what I call Bard. That's what I call tavern music. And then it's like, if he went out into like fucking Illithid colonies and found whatever they've called music and brought it back up to the surface, it'd be like the most eldritch horror type music. And people would be sitting in the audience just like, what the fuck did I sign up for? Bisexual Pig, hello, welcome in, thanks for the follow. Along Came Potato has also followed, same with Emain Kofteputs, which I cannot pronounce. HGDD over on TikTok says, Captain just gifted 1 more sub. Thanks, Captain. Oh, Captain, wait, hold on. Oh, Delren gifted 5. Thank you so much, Delren. Okay, well, fuck, I just got here, it feels like. We have 80-something viewers, way more than 75 gifted subs, so I'm gonna up this to 80? Because we smashed through, like, the next 17 goals that I was gonna do. Good God. Bisexual Pig says hi. Hey, Bisexual Pig. Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, this is wild. Anyway, someone asked what can I do to get into TikTok? What's the best route? Into D&D. Someone on TikTok asked that. Easily watching someone else play it is the best way to learn. The manuals are really dense and it's a very crunchy game. And so it's really difficult to like learn the game by just reading. If that makes sense, you kind of have to get into it. I recommend watching an actual play. If you have friends who play, you can sit down and ask to sit in on one of their sessions to get a feel for it. And at least after 1 round of watching someone else play, you can get into it pretty easily, or a lot more easily. Getting kind of the flow of how combat works and things like that is a lot better when you've seen it done. Vanima says, so do you ever run more than 1 campaign at a time? I try not to because I'm quite exhausted with just the 1 campaign. I like to throw all my efforts into 1 West Marcher style campaign, so anyone who wants to play with me can. And then that's a lot less, like, overhead, a lot less effort than having multiple games going with the amount of effort that I like to put into them. But yeah. Treegate over on TikTok says your TikTok videos are excellent and very helpful. I feel bad that I couldn't post all weekend, you guys. I did not have a moment to myself. I was not alone. I think that's an important thing about existing as just me is I like being alone more than anything. I could not be alone even long enough to pop in an earbud and like fucking edit some. I do have some. I have some recorded, but yeah, I don't know. Ben is in chat. Hey, Ben. Oh my goodness. Ben says, just jump in, don't learn anything. Listen, you can. It's doable. And honestly, that's what I tell people to do after the first time. I will also point out, I was going to say this earlier, we do have something to celebrate in that we have now 4,100 followers on this stream. Like, exactly. Oh, never mind. It went up to 401. 4,101. Spinal Samurai, welcome in. Thanks for the follow, but you fucked up my numbers, man. The Hammer 9097 has also followed, as has DeRoach Daddy, if I didn't say hello earlier. Okay, let me catch up on these questions then. Goodness. DeRoach Daddy says, first time DMing last Friday, and I have another session this Friday. Players said that they enjoyed it, but I felt like it could have been better. What is your one advice that is crucial in your eyes? If your players, okay, so I wouldn't say this is like crucial advice. I wouldn't even say it's recommended advice, but asking for feedback from your players is almost always going to result in oh, you did great, like everything's fine. They're so nice. People are nice. They're not going to come up to you and be like, oh yeah, like this specifically sucked. They might give you highlights, but if you want like actual critical feedback on how you're doing as a DM, I highly recommend getting a form or something and asking them like politely to fill it out once every, God, I don't know, every once in a while, maybe every like 10 sessions or after every arc, just to get a good sense of like, oh, okay, like this is how I'm actually doing. Like, this is what I can improve on. Also, make it clear, you know, what your expectations are of your players and what your players' expectations are of you as far as like the balance of the game goes. A Blinken, hello! Thank you so much for the 4 community gift subs. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're at 80 again. Goodness. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this because things are getting a little wild just over here and in general. DM Mike38, welcome in. Thanks for the follow. If you guys are over on TikTok, I will not be able to answer your questions because I need to prioritize the people on Twitch. That being said, hop over to Twitch. There's a lot more happening here, a lot more interaction. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for like proper advice on that front, on how to get better advice from your players, Roach Daddy, ask them for feedback. Have them fill out a Google form. Beyond that, I don't know. I would focus on flavorful encounters over like difficult encounters, or even just like the flavor of the encounter itself, if that makes sense. So if you're going out and you're doing any sort of like combat, for instance, you don't necessarily have to go whole hard on making the combat itself memorable, like the creatures that you're fighting necessarily. More just like putting even a little bit of effort into improvising the descriptions of how things are going. You know, how, so if someone fires off a spell and it gets the killing blow, like that's the value of a how do you want to do this sort of thing, is it makes the combat memorable, is that flavor and that description of that moment. So if someone fires off a spell and, you know, you can ask them to describe how their spell looks, like what color is it? If it's magic missile, does it actually look like, you know, the way that it's described in the book, or does it look like something else? Does it look like some other object? Musical notes, maybe, if you're a bard that shoots off and hits someone square in the chest. Things like that. Same with the monsters. Instead of just saying the monster attacks round after round, you can definitely get a little bit more... I'm seeing Ben in the corner of my chat completely refuting all known laws of physics and saying, I know the... if you have a monster that is one size larger than a player, it should be 100% able to pick up the player and yeet them 60 feet away. Or you can flavor it so that the player's getting yeeted. So like if they do a push action, or if they have an inherent push action, you can flavor it so that when you describe that action, the monster picks up the character and tosses them. Obviously it wouldn't be 60 feet, but maybe 10. I don't know. Like you can describe things however you want, and that's what adds flavor to encounters. Let's see. Jared Meyer says, happy holidays, D. Hello, happy holidays. Dawson says, can we do 82 since that's how many viewers there is right now? I can up it to 89 because that's how many viewers we have as of that second. It's insane that we have that many people watching. I'm honestly getting more hope towards my ability to get, God, what's it called? Partner at this rate. Okay, so Delrens are finally showing up. Thank you so much, Delrens, for those gifted subs. Also mixed by PK. Hello, welcome in. Same with Deadeyes42. Good to see you. Emain Koftaputs, I still can't pronounce that name, says chat rules rule. Yeah, thank you. I only have one rule in this chat, and it's don't be a dick. And so don't do that, and then we're good. Clever says, play Baldur's Gate. That's the best intro, then move on from there. To D&D? Yeah, so D&D, I mean, the rules in Baldur's Gate are pretty solid as well, outside of the free push action and things like that. Like, it's a pretty solid, I guess, intro. However, it will set really high expectations, as will pretty much anything that you do when it comes to, like, actual plays on the level of Critical Role in Dimension 20 for what your game will look like. So just be aware it will not look like that. But as far as rules go, yeah, it's a really good way to learn. And to get a feel for the different classes. Ash Shanknub, hello, welcome in. Same with Gate Tree. Good to see you guys. Along Came Potato said, I'm going to my first convention and I have social anxiety. Any tips? It's a small one to start. Conventions get loud. I assume if you have social anxiety, you also have anxiety about noises and things like that, in which case I highly recommend, kind of just, I don't know, being aware of what your needs are. I would also keep an eye out for any sort of, what's the term? A lot of conventions have like quiet rooms, I guess, like relaxation type rooms. Elcas wants me to hydrate. I can do that. Also, IDR, welcome in. IDR 1978, it looks like. Hello. But a lot of places have relaxation rooms, right? Where you can stop, rest a minute, get your spoons back. If you bought food, you can sit down and eat it. If you bought drinks, you can sit down and drink them. You can look over what you purchased because you're going to spend a lot of money. If you haven't picked up on it by now, cons are fucking expensive. But yeah. Hello, Kramer, 826. Good to see you. Okay, let's see. making sure I'm not missing anything. Austin Cavello says, hello, Animal Facts. I'm so here. Also, Arclight says, is that the Diana the Rose? Happy holidays. Hope you had a wonderful celebration and the rest of the year is as wonderful as you are. Amazing to see you again, Arc. Amazing to have you. But yeah, that's the vibe. You can also bring earplugs, but make sure they're the kind that can let some sound in, because you are going to want to be aware of your spatial awareness still, basically. Someone asked, how can I start playing D&D? The Hammer 9097 asked. If you're actually looking for a group, highly recommend start playing .games. Like, they're my absolute favorite matching service, and it doesn't cost anything to get started. It might cost to sit at someone's table, but that's to help compensate the DM, to help add investment so people actually show up for their fucking sessions, things like that. Anyway, let's see. D-Rom Rage. Hello, welcome in. Same with NJP. Good to have you guys. Let me get back to where I was in chat, because I don't want to miss these questions. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm back to where Captain Nova gifted a fuck ton of subs. I've answered that question. But yeah, social anxiety, keep an eye out for the relaxation rooms. Also bring friends, that can help a lot. You're not obligated to talk to anyone though. Like, most people will just ignore you and you can ignore them. Thank God we're all introverts at conventions like that. No one's gonna come up and just strike up a conversation you don't want to be in. Ben wants me to breathe. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, Dawson got it right. Start playing .games here. Devin, the owner, doesn't pay me to say this. I just love them. Simi says, back to the shadows. Goodbye, Simi. Ben says, also, add some crazy shit after like 2 or 3 rounds. When creating combat, I always try and build in stuff that forces my players to make choices. Every type of character should have a way to feel useful. Yeah, that's the thing. If you have certain types of combat where your players are, like your rangers or your casters are on the back line and your barbarians and paladins are at the front lines, make it so that those casts become more necessary. So maybe, a tree falls in the middle of the combat. Is anyone around to hear it? Yes. And then also someone has to cast some sort of thing to get them out of the way. Or, I don't know. My brain is fried right now, so I'm sure I could improv better encounters if I wasn't completely fucking brain dead. Oh yeah, people are talking about the Atlas Loom. I did, yeah, there is a new episode. That came out because it came out early today. We never told you guys this. We try and aim for 11 o'clock Pacific time post times, which is like 2 Eastern. Neither of us were around to be able to post it at that right time because Dev was going to be on a flight. I was going to be driving or in some place where I didn't have access to my computer. So we dropped it early, mostly because Dev ended up being stuck at the airport on a flight that he described as being 50% kids. So God rest his soul. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the new episode of The Atlas Loom is out. It's about stealing and how to improv things. It's talking about a lot of the methods that I've talked about to you guys, where I will often do, just break something down into its core characteristics and make that into a D&D idea. Ben says, I ran a session once where a gargantuan beast started an avalanche and there were a bunch of children underneath the rocks. Someone had to figure out how to get there or let them die. So a timer is a really good idea when it comes to combat. That would, I imagine, I don't know if you actually used a timer, Ben, or if that was just like the overarching theme of it. If you guys don't already follow Ben Brainerd, by the way, you absolutely should. Is it Brainerd? I assume it's Brainerd, Ben. Anyway, so that's like you should follow him, which you guys are probably gonna discover that you already do, I hope. Also, Ben, I need to get you VIP status in this chat because I try and give everyone that I work with VIP status, and now that you've been my DM for something, I feel like that counts. Give me a quick sec to fucking find you on my stream deck, though. Goodness. Oh, man, it's gonna take forever. Oh, man, we have too many people watching. There's so many names. Oh, God, and none of them are yours. All right, let me do this the hard way. It is Brainerd? Okay, perfect. I feel like I would have been... I feel like it should be Brainerd. Any other pronunciation is inferior. Okay, let's see. Ah, perfect. Okay, great. Let me see. I think this should be... No, it's straight up not showing you. Sorry, bud, you're not part of the stream. At least as far as my stream deck is concerned. In any case, I'll do it the hard way. How does that $20 bar at the top work? You could ignore the bar. It's the least of my concerns right now, given just how frazzled I am. Generally, I set a goal up there for something that we're saving towards in the... usually something that goes towards the stream, or like, cons or things like that. So like, you know, help me pay for my flight to PAX East or whatnot. Right now, I can't be bothered to think of an actual tangible goal, so I just threw up the souls of children for $20 because I can't not have it. I mean, I guess I could get rid of it, but that would take like 20 minutes to figure out how to do it. Pope just subbed. Pope says, nice. They are back for their second month. Also, Mr. Lane has followed. Hello, hello. Elkaz says, it's so cool seeing all of my favorite creators independent of one another work together and be friends. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Honestly, especially in the TTRPG world, right? It's small. It's tiny. Like, we all know each other for the most part, and the amount of people who are like a degree away from Matt Mercer is absurd. Like, it's a very small field, and it's also very newly developed. Dawson says, Diana, I sent food. Thou shalt be fed. That's so sweet of you, Dawson. Thank you so much. I didn't even think about food. I haven't had anything to eat all day because I've been just doing so much fucking holiday running around. Clever says, will Ben also join the mod squad? Oh, I don't know if I trust Ben to be a mod. Maybe. Potentially. I don't really need mods, though. Y'all are nice. Y'all are chill. Like, I never have to worry about you guys. Ben says that's a fair ruling. Yeah. Kramer, who's new here, says, how do you manage so many players, especially online? I DM online and at the table, and I find 8 players is a good cap to keep things moving. I would even say less than 8. If you're running a combat session, don't do more than, like, 6 or 7. And that's pushing it. I would also say, like, so the reason I run so many players, and have I explained how my West Marches campaign goes? I can do that. Because I was going to talk about this at some point, so I'm running, for those who are new here, Curse of Strahd as a West Marches style campaign. It basically means, if you're new to West Marches style campaigns, instead of having one big story arc that the party follows and makes little bits of progress on every session, thanks Alec for the posture check, you instead have one kind of like giant open world, basically, and a town at the center of it. And every single session, your party goes out, they go into the worlds, into the wilds, they complete a quest of some sort, you know, hunt some creature, locate some object, find this missing person and bring them back, some sort of small side quest, or what would normally be a side quest in D&D. They finish it, they come back, and that's one session. So every single session, you have some self-contained story that kind of like, oh, Alec says, out to dinner, I'll be back soon. All right, bye, Alec. D-Rum Rage says 8 is so many. Yeah, 8 is a ton. Also, Tamarathon says, can't hear because I'm at D&D, but want to say hi. Roll well, Tamarathon. Yeah, so the way I run the Curse of Strahd, right, we do have the large overarching campaign, but every single session my party discovers something new, but they still come back to like this hub at the end of the session. That being said, not every single session has combat, and those are the ones that I'm more ready to run like 8-9 players with. I could even have all 19 of my players jump in at one point, and I would be fine as long as there's no combat. But that being said, if you run combat with more than 6 or 7 people, you're gonna suffer. It's gonna go so slowly, your players aren't gonna like it. That being said, of course, it also, maybe they will really like it. It depends on if they're very combat heavy players or very heavy RP players. I play for people who are D&D content creators, and they're all very much on the RP side of things, and so I don't have to worry about them being, like, you know, itching to do combat all the time. But yeah. Along Came Potato said, that's how I'm doing Strahd right now as well. Is your hub Vallaki? It is not. My hub is the Death House. Basically, I've made it more hardcore, I guess. So the Mists pull people back to the Death House at the end of every session. That being said, they now own the Death House. It is theirs. They can renovate it. They have their own rooms. They don't have to pay rent. If they need supplies or something, because that is another part of a West Marches style campaign, is your hub, your guild hall also provides you places to go shopping in between sessions. They get that from the Vistani, as far as they're aware. So that's something that I make happen. Time doesn't pass for them, so they can cast a spell outside of the hub and then relax and then get pulled back to the hub, and they don't have to worry about the spell timing out. So like mage armor and stuff like that will still exist and still carry over, and it doesn't, like, the timer stops until the mist pulls them back into basically wherever they left off in the real world, in the real Barovia. So that's how I do that. I'm still working out the finer points, so like they can cook, they can eat, the nutrients like won't kick in until they set foot back in the real world where time is unpaused. They don't level up, they don't gain the benefits of a short rest unless they're on the ground in Barovia. So while they're in that fugue plane, while they're in the mansion, the Death House, they don't gain the benefits of long rests. They can still sleep, and like go about their day, but they don't like they don't get long rests every single time they go back. So I've finagled it in a bunch of different ways. I can't say I recommend it because I haven't fully played the story through yet, and I'm sure there's going to be some situation where someone's like, oh, why don't I just do this? Or like, oh, I'm going to break this mechanic in this manner as soon as I reach this level and get this spell. So it's working for now, but it feels like it's a dam that's about to burst when it comes to my players, because I'm sure they're going to find some way around it. That Bronson guy, hello, welcome in Gems We Trust, has also followed. Good to see you. Someone said, how many of the 4,100 and now 12, followers are subscribed? We have 1,160 subscribers, you guys. That is absurd. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your good vibes. I say this all the time. It's so nice having you all as a chat. And I don't know if it's the don't be a dick rule or just something that I've done or something that you guys have done or who I attract to this channel, but like I full on I recommend, I don't need mods, basically. I get recommended that I should have more mods and whatnot for the proportion of people I have, but like I'm good. Thank you for the, the breathe, L-Cats. Okay, let's see. So yeah, we have like a third or a fourth of you guys subscribed, which seems like a high percentage, right? Shank wants me to hydrate. And Triff says no dicks. Exactly, no dicks allowed. And also, just if someone pisses me off or they're just not contributing to the vibe in a positive way, I'll get rid of them, no problem. Like, I care about you guys more than I care about some random little person who shows up for like a single stream. DM Mike has just subscribed. Hello, DM Mike, welcome in. And guess it says, is that including gift subs or just recurring subs? Also, good evening. Hi. I have no idea. It just says that I have, okay, so looking at my UI here, right? It says I have 99 viewers. We've been playing for 36 minutes and 47 sessions. Sessions? God, I'm such a fucking nerd. Seconds. I full on forgot the word for seconds. Oh man, my camera. I forgot it does that. And then 4,112 followers, 1,161 subscribers, and then 1,183 sub points. I don't know the difference. I should ask my coach. I'll add it to my to-do list. Waddles Time says, thank you to Captain Nova for the gift sub. Oh, thank you. Captain Nova's been fucking amazing. Nova, I hope you're still here. Mario Smash says, favorite Rose, hope you had a good Christmas. Hi, Kyle. I got your gift, by the way. Thank you so much. I wanted to respond, but I was too busy running around doing Christmassy things. I will absolutely get a drink in your honor, my friend. And then also possibly a second one, because that was way more than any cocktail is worth. Maybe I'll just get a really nice cocktail somewhere. I don't know, my favorite cocktail bar closed. I'll find a new one and I'll drink in your name. That was very sweet of you. I appreciate that immensely. Old Scorpion over on TikTok says, have you written your own story and DM'd it? No, I've got several ideas. So one of the things we're going to do in this stream, if I have a chance, is look at the things that I got from Gen Con, from PAX Unplugged, which were 2 books of the Griffin's Saddlebag, taking a look at the items and working backwards and showing you my method for creating stories from items. And kind of taking like a nucleus of an idea and building out the story from there. So basically, the way I do story writing, in the very rare instances that I do, and I don't just run a module, is I have an idea, I have a basic story, I've got point A and point B, right? The player starts in a tavern, they get to this MacGuffin. Then just like the weaving that we do to get to that point B is what we fill in. And it's honestly a lot easier than you guys would think. The only thing I have trouble with is fucking like balancing. I can't do balancing for shit. I rely on calculators so hard. Dev is here. Dev says, hey, I'm popping in for exactly 1 second to say hi, but I also have to go because I'm in redacted. But hello and goodbye. Is it because you're in Florida? I'm pretty sure Dev is in Florida. we don't talk about Florida in this stream. Anyway, Tassoff said I was in Redacted once. It was awful. It's not great, and apparently there's a lot of kids there. Anyway, Unfinished Game 420 has followed. Hello. King Grizz has followed as well. Hi. Evan McCready says, have you played Baldur's Gate 3 yet? I have. I'm not anywhere near through with it, honestly. Ben says, what about me? What about you? Ben, you're not in Florida anymore. Are you? Are you in Florida right now? You are Florida, right. Fine. Florida's okay, I guess, exclusively because Ben is there. Or from there. Ben Brainerd, everyone. Clever says, oh, I live in blank, so I get it. Yeah, yep. Ben says, no, I'm back in LA, but that's my wife. Well, it sounds like you've divorced her and left her behind, buddy. I hate to tell you. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure I'm caught up on chat. And Guess it says, I find calculators to be very wrong often because a lot of monsters punch way above or below their challenge rating. Yeah, I know it's problematic. I just, like, I can't be bothered to think about how it would work on my own. I haven't. My brain is dying. I'm so sorry in advance for how wrong this stream is gonna go. But I don't know. It's pretty much the only guide I have. I know it kind of, the further up in, and this is a good piece of advice for all of you guys who, oh, hey, HW, you doing, who doing? Hello, welcome in. A good piece of advice for anyone who's using calculators is they do get less accurate the higher level your players are. A lot of people don't even go past level like 12 or 13 when it comes to playing games or attempting to run them. There are modules that go up to 20 though. Like I'm pretty sure, and I could be totally fucking wrong on this one, but I'm like 60% sure that Dungeon of the Mad Mage goes to 20. Okay, yeah, it goes from 5 to 20. By the way, if you've never looked at it, the adventures on the back, they say what levels are, like, appropriate for the party to go through. So, like, this will take you from 5 to 20. There are other adventures that'll take you from 1 to 5, or that have, like, segments that'll take you from 1 to 5. So, like, Tales of the Yawning Portal. If you were to start with Sunless Citadel, you could then branch it into, I think, the way I designed it was Sunless Citadel into Forge of Fury into Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So you can daisy chain a lot of these books together. So even if one stops at a relatively high level, you can go into like Tales of the Yawning Portal or one of those like collections and then find one that picks back up at that level and then kind of dovetail it into what you're currently doing. So the campaign doesn't have to end, but again, like the higher up you go, the more dodgy it gets. But yeah, a Wasteland Ranger says, so the game Monster Hunter actually taught me a lot about D&D monsters. I know that sounds crazy. Really? Wait, how? Leon also says, I'm going to try on my next Christmas to run a D&D game with my sisters and their partners. Nice. I would, if they haven't played before, water it down. Don't get too bogged down in the combat. Honestly, I wouldn't even run much combat until like the very end if you need to. Maybe one test combat so they understand the mechanics of it and the flow of the 6-second thing and like the action economy. But beyond that, like I would go mostly roleplay because that's what people enjoy about it, honestly, more than anything. Kramer says, I love these, oh my gosh, the Strahd setting and the idea of the Shadowfell. My current game is based in an open world based in the Forgotten Realms. The VBAG is working in the background to take out all the lords of the Domains of Dread while the players are working through stuff on the material plane. Been fun so far and it keeps me on my toes. Currently in Waterdeep, which is good for months of playtime. Yeah, dude, Waterdeep is fucking huge. You can do so much in Waterdeep. Also, Cash Cow is here. Hey, Cash Cow. They just resubbed for a month at tier 1. Welcome in. And then Gate Tree. And Guess it says it's also perfectly viable to just start your game at 5th level. Yeah, if you're not playing with new players, I honestly recommend starting at level 2 or 3. I ran a game once, or I was in a game. The only game that I've ever really been a player in. First ever game I tried. My DM told us to start at 2. Because we would, and then, oh no. Yeah, I think we started at 2. And then anytime between 2 and 3, we could switch our, like, class and loadout and everything if we wanted to, but after we hit 3 it was locked in because I was a new player and I didn't really know how it worked. That being said, I ran a druid and fucking loved it, and so now I'm a druid main for life. Cashgal says, hello Poppet, just popped in to say hello. I'll be lurking for stream. I have people in town. Yeah, thanks so much for everyone who's still hanging out. I imagine you're still winding down from the holidays. I know I have a fuck ton to do. I got a lot to catch up on, and I just got off of like 3 days of socializing, so I appreciate y'all being here. I hope this is like relaxing for you after the hecticness of the holidays. Anyway, yeah, I highly recommend starting at not level 1 unless you make it so that you're milestone based, and the difference between 1 and 2 is just like, you know, getting a quest and completing an intro quest or clearing rats out of someone's basement or something easy, because it's so easy to die at level 1, and that's like such a heart-wrenching thing for your characters to go through. So that's why most DMs I know, if not all, start at level 2 at least. Also wants me to hydrate. Also, Shogun Aoki. Hello, welcome in. There's the hydration for you. Gate Tree says, my 3 players and DM/NPC are level 15, and they quickly defeat deadly encounters using Kobold plus Fight Club. I always think that I'll TPK and then they'll crush it in 3 rounds. Interesting. Interesting. I would see, I guess it depends on your player size, too. You said 3 players and the DMPC? I would just look at maybe something more homebrew then, or something that, like, Reddit has come up with for things like that. Something that someone's tested. Or you can follow the advice on one of my other videos where you can start introducing environmental effects as a factor in your campaign, in your combats, so that way it's not just like a full-on bloodbath the whole time, just like I attack and then I wait my turn and then I attack. Adding, for instance, acid pools that are slowly rising out of the ground, or geysers that shoot up across the battlefield, and if you're caught on one at the end of your turn, you get shot into the air and you take some bludgeoning damage. Something like that adds extra things to think about so it's not boring for your players is really fun. That being said, if your players are also the type of people to like jump into a round of combat and crush it and then they walk away feeling really happy about how that went, then like you can do that. Like, it's totally fine. It's really about the players. Like, people forget this. There's so many different ways to play D&D. You guys, you could do a full-on Coliseum battle arena, fucking arena battle royale if you want to. You can make it so a campaign is entirely just, oh, hey, someone just tipped $10 towards these souls of children. Thank you so much, anonymous tipper. I appreciate you. Unless I was just Dawson again and he forgot his name. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much. I will use that for something roughly equivalent to the souls of children. Along Came Potato says, are we harvesting the souls of children or saving them? Well, we definitely wouldn't be saving them. Maybe trafficking in them? I haven't decided. Dawson says, what, who? Oh, it wasn't you? Oh, well, in any case, thank you so much, Anonymous. Yeah, sorry, that was just an anonymous tipper, and I assumed it was you forgetting your name again. So sorry. Anyway, yeah, if your party wants to run full on, just like they are a part of a hunter's guild and every single week they get a new contract to hunt something down and that's like the game for them, they just want to fight, that's totally okay. Like, there's no right or wrong way to play D&D. If there's a whole campaign that is like, someone wants me to check my posture, I can do that. If there's a whole campaign that's, you know, traversing the wilds and discovering new things and making contact and creating settlements, you can play D&D that way. You can make it so there's like virtually no combat whatsoever. You can do it so that they're in a magic school and their entire purpose in life is to get through school alive, which is fucking hard. Oh, hey! First of all, goodness. Tarvel immediately came in hot and wanted me to hydrate. Thanks, Tarvel. A furry called Max says, hey. Tarvel says, hello, hope your holiday was amazing. It's good. It was exhausting, but I'm recovering. And then also, Dawson just tipped $10. So we have reached our goal of 20. I don't know what that would be. Do y'all want me to use it on something? If you have ideas for dono goals, please let me know. I am happy to. Here's the thing. If you guys are new here, I have a lot of transparency with how I tip. Or how I achieve donos and tips. If I have some goal up there, that's genuinely what it's going to be used for. That being said, I tend to have some goal going at all times, and I try and make it so it contributes to the stream in some way. So for instance, a long time ago, you guys contributed enough to get me some new monitors, which are actually outside. They arrived. They're fantastic, but I haven't put them up yet because I don't have the monitor stand for them. I don't know if, so things like that, right? I have a goal. You guys know what it's going towards. I follow up on that. That being said, I don't have an idea of what to put on there right now. So if you guys have ideas and there's something you want me to have, let me know and I can try it. It's Andre just subscribed. Welcome in. Dawson says the souls of children is acceptable. Okay, solid. Along Came Potato said, what's the exchange rate for one child sold to EP with the Strahd face on it? It's like 20 souls to one Electrum. Ben says, general advice for a DM if you're running sessions for new players. Create an NPC that joins the party that's decisive. New players often don't know what they can or should do, so giving them the option to simply follow and react to this strange person until they understand the parameters of the game helps quite a bit. Totally fair, yeah, having like a guide, and then the fun part about having an NPC guide that they, and God, I just realized that this is not something that happens in normal, like, non-horror campaigns, but I specialize in horror. I mostly run horror. Is then you can kill off that NPC. Once they start to get their own, you know, the wind under their wings a little bit, you can fucking crush that NPC in the most gruesome, horrifying way possible. And then their new goal is, like, revenge, you know? Or maybe they're like, oh shit, now we gotta fend for ourselves. We gotta survive. Getting that NPC, the party weaned off the NPC is something you can do, or you can do it my way and just fucking kill them. Anyway, Jared Meyer says, gonna run a one-shot this coming weekend where all the players are alley cats using the tabaxi Is this just cats? Gonna run a one-shot where everyone is a cat using the tabaxi stat block on Christmas Eve. Santa stops at a nearby building and all the cats climb into the sleigh after smelling cookie crumbs, and Santa unknowingly takes them to the North Pole. Some shenanigans ensues and they have to save Christmas. That's just cats on ice. Hold on, stop the fucking music. That's... What? I would have stopped it. Anyway, that does sound fun. I will say, wait, this coming weekend, so after Christmas, got it. Plan your doing your. I know, I'm so sorry for the music, you guys. For what it's worth, it scared me too, but I'm just too exhausted to react. Very sorry. Did I ever tell you guys I have a fear of? I have mentioned this. Dawson says that came through with the TV and scared me. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of options you have for Christmas campaigns. You can make up your own. A lot of people take either the saving Christmas, saving Santa route, or the playing as characters who are trying to kill Krampus sort of route, or both. Sometimes those are mixed into the same thing. I'd say fucking mix it up a little bit and have it so that you're on Krampus's side. I really enjoy one-shots that have an ability for your players to turn evil, because it's so rare that your parties will have a chance to play evil characters. That I feel like it's something that they should get to do every once in a while, you know, as a treat, fulfill their murder hobo tendencies. One-shots are like the safe way to do that. Anyway. A Wasteland Ranger says, would it be possible for you to do New Year, New Army for Age of Sigmar? New Year, New Army? New Year, New You. New Year, New Army runs throughout January. Pick an army and jump into a year of painting and hobbying. I can immediately say there's no way I'd have the fucking time. My to-do list is already 40 items long after just sitting by and not doing content for this weekend. People ask why I don't take breaks. It's because when I take a break, I come back to 4 times as much shit. It's like the opposite of diminishing returns. This is loud still. Here we are. So, unfortunately, not so much. And Gessa says, speaking of Colosseum campaigns, I once read something saying that you only needed the iron from the blood of around 400 men to have enough for making a sword. So I figured it'd be neat to have a tournament where the winner will get a sword made from the blood of all the fallen. I really want to figure out a way to do that at some point. Ooh, yeah, I would make it so that if you... You could make it... Oh, I'm just like brainstorming off of that. If you had like a blood mage, right? If you have blood mages in your campaign, make it so that they collect all the blood, kind of like waterbender style, into what looks to be a forge type substance, like thing, you know? There's like fire, a pit for fire. You know how in Baldur's Gate 3 they have forges built so that's like a little U shape, and then there's like the place where fire is, and then you can hammer out shit on top of that. Make it so that the blood acts as the forging method. So, and this is just what I would do. You don't have to. There's better ways to do it for sure. But make it so the blood gets so hot that it actually can melt iron and whatnot. And that way, when you stick the blade into the blood, so you take a mundane blade, stick it into the blood and have the blood mage make it so that the iron from the blood kind of welds itself into the sword and forges runes or creates like a crystal at the base of it. Something like that. Which I guess it's not entirely necessary to have the forge fire be replaced by just really hot blood, but I think that'd be a cool touch. So you can say it's like not just forged from the blood of your enemies, but like with the blood. Dracman says alternatively you could quench a blade with the blood. That'd be cool. Anyway, Tarvel says, by the way, I don't know if you got it yet, but I recall you mentioning wanting a specific type of dice, which I happen to have and no longer use, so I sent them to your P.O. box a while back. Did you really, Tarvel? Oh, Tarvel, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that immensely. Mario Smash says, Little Rose, you're so much fun. Thank you. I'm so exhausted. I'm glad I'm still fun. And also, Army Blade has just subscribed with Prime after following. Welcome in. Welcome in. I love that. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. Leon said, I started a game with a few friends being level 1 villagers, and when the party that was saving them died, and they just took the weapons, and that's how I started the campaign, and it was awesome. Oh, interesting. Yeah, and that really plays on the whole idea. So if you have, like, commoners that have some call to action, like full on, you start as, and not enough people do this, a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this as well, when they start their campaigns they make it a whole like, oh yeah, you're an adventurer, you have a reason to adventure, you're like in a tavern, you meet these other adventurers, you join this adventurers guild. That's fine, but if you're starting at level 1, it's not realistic to what actually happens, which is that you're common people, you are commoners that do something in order to, hey Kiki, how's it going, that have some sort of reason for adventuring that develops over time. So starting at base 1 and having it so they're, you know, you're all fucking farmers, Or you're a farmer and you trade with the local merchant or child of the merchant in town, and then she has like a fucking teacher friend that she talks to, and then that teacher friend has, you know, a person who is a cleric at the local church, or a sage, you know, someone who's studying to be a follower of the faith. Something happens to that village, and all of a sudden, all four of those people, individuals with their own working worlds, their own lives, have to come together, pick up arms, and defeat whatever threat is attacking the village. And then from then on out, that forms the start of the party. Like, they all started as vaguely familiar with each other, and then they all came together for this one catalyst reason. Giving them that catalyst in-game and making it so that they have a unified goal is really fucking fun, and honestly lends itself a lot to beginner player interactions, especially with new players. Tarvel says, hear me out. Everyone plays a dog character, and they're all paladins with the oath of the good boy. Dude, I think someone's done that before, right? Someone's done like the whole everyone plays as dogs, they're all good boys sort of thing. I know people do like everyone plays as familiars thing quite a bit. Along Came Potato said, have you seen Santa's stat block? He's a beast. Challenge rating 20. Oh, is he an archfey? Oh my god. I did see that one, Zach's post about that. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Zach is so underappreciated as a content creator. He only has like 50,000 followers, and he deserves way more. But yeah. Dawson says, I hear Santa's an absolute unit if you try and attack him in a D&D session. Right? Panic Room said, the only evil campaign was the best one I've ever had. An evil campaign is a commitment. But if you do it in a separate bubble where it doesn't impact the rest of your world, that's probably fine. I just don't think I have the guts to do it in my world, because in my world, everything's canon. Drakabane says, how about the party is woken up cursed to sentient toys by a hag because of a wayward wish? Ooh. Ooh. That would be super fucking cool. Wait. Drakabane, have you written that down yet? Imagine the whole, like, island of misfit toys, but instead of being misfit toys, you're all, like, all of a sudden you have D&D classes and characters. Like, what would your toy look like? Why would you have that character? How would your magic look after that? And then you have to, like, go and defeat the hag who did that to you. That's a fucking awesome idea that actually doesn't revolve around Santa and the North Pole, which is such a cool thought. Necessarily. I mean, it could. Obviously, it'll be tangential, but, like, you won't run into the guy. Tarvel says, what if the real evil D&D campaign was the girl dinner we had along the way? Indeed. Let's see. Dare wants me to hydrate. I can do that. Jonathan wants me to do a D&D themed tarot card reading saying, how's our 2024 gonna go? Dear God, I need a win. You doing okay, buddy? I hope you have wins. How was your Christmas? I'd love to hear about it. Okay, let me scroll down and catch up in chat before I do this. Shank says, what I know, we are going to kill Santa. I'm playing an Artificer Rogue Tiefling, so all around fun. Ooh, nice. Can I also say I hate it when DMs are like, no, you can't play an Artificer. Like, I don't mind Artificers. Like, you can have a gun. It might be reflavored. Look like a wand or something, but, like, there's nothing wrong with having that. But, yeah. Ferrari called Max says, my DM once ran a one-shot where we need to protect a pope-like figure in our world. We did it, but the king of our country was killed. We had no way to prevent that. Pretty cool. I do like choices in games where it's like, you can save this person or you can save this person, but things are happening at the same time across different parts of the world, and you need to make a choice, and your choice matters. But yeah. Vadin Shadow says, Forever DM here, finally got invited to play as a player. Any suggestions on being a player and not overstepping? Yeah, ask the other party members questions around the campfire, and then also, I mean, you can be a support class if you feel like you need help with that, but in general, I would just try and do your best to make sure that other players ask them questions in character and whatnot to reveal their backstory, because I'm sure they're eager to share it. Anything that just kind of like gets them talking about themselves. And is kind of selfless in that sort of way. Don't steal the spotlight for sure. Or do so selectively. You know, I'm playing a game right now where most of the people, if not all of them, are GMs. We haven't started the campaign yet. Alex in it, Odin's in it, Jade, Too Hard the Bard is in it, Toby.exe and Ms. Lavender are in it. We're all in the field and have been for a very long time, and so it's very much like, you know, we all get it, and we're all trying very hard to not be in the spotlight all the fucking time. And so that's like that's something we struggle with as well, but generally as a DM, I think you'll do a good job of it inherently. Anyway, Jonathan, who says, oh my goodness, Christmas was good. So nice to spend time with my little wolf. Oh, I'm so glad. Hello, everyone. Hi, Jonathan. So your tarot card reading is the Six of Strength, which is not going to focus automatically. I don't know why that broke, but aha, there you are. The Six of Strength, which an ominous fucking backdrop there. Let me find out what this means for you, bud. I hope it's a win. Let's see. Also, Dare has reached a 5-stream streak. Welcome in, Dare. And then Kiki was yelling at everyone to not drink gas. And Guess says, I really want my players to suffer through a grueling tournament with lots of intrigue and backstabbing, all to end up with a sword that's obviously going to be cursed, because come on, it's made of people you killed. Yeah, exactly. I would 100% make it so that you hear the whispers of the damned, of the people that you killed, just like at all times. And in the end, if I had a character who held that sword and couldn't get rid of it, like if it was a proper curse, I'd make it so they went crazy off of it. That being said, I'm also willing to throw my character away for the plot, so that's just something I do. So the 6th of Strength says, enjoy success, but don't get attached to it? Huh. What's your definition of success? Riding the highs and lows. It does not sound good, Jonathan. I'm so sorry. That does not sound like a good tarot card reading. It basically says prepare yourself because some shit is coming. I can't be held responsible for the readings that this card deck produces. Once again, if you have a problem with this, talk to my lawyer. Jonathan says my butthole is puckered. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, let's see. Synapsid fan said, oh cool, I just saw that I've been gifted a sub. Been enjoying the D&D discussions. Your ideas sound so fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys ever need more ideas, I can do my best. I'm not the best at improv right this minute because I am getting my spoons back very slowly and assuredly, but from the holidays, but I'm always happy to help brainstorm and then we can all talk about it. Story God KG, welcome in. Same with JSN Base 2. Hello, welcome to the party. Along Came Potato said, I love Zach. That's why I looked up the Santa Stat Block. The Santa Stat Block is, I haven't seen it, but like, I just love Zach's stuff. He has such good skits. And also, the amount of work it takes to be a fucking skit TikToker, you guys, holy shit. I could never come up with those ideas. I'm not that smart in the slightest. Equinox 4, welcome in. That's why I do like actual advice and whatnot. But it sounds like he has cool ideas that he then makes into skits. So I think he's doing awesome. Synapsid fan, thank you so much for being here. Army Blade 21 said, I heard a TikTok where she DM'd a game where everyone was a ghost of Christmas something. One player was the ghost of inappropriately timed Christmas music, and during tense moments, they would play Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. That's fucking hilarious. Along Came Potato says, I really want to do a Bards Only campaign where a traveling band plays a show in a small tavern, but the town is attacked. That would be... Where a traveling band plays a show in a small tavern, but the town is attacked. Got it. That would be fun, but also, like, interesting to see how that balances, I guess. Inner Heaven, hello. Same with Eratissimus. Eratissimus. I need to stop reading names, just in general. I should just stop talking. Ben Brainerd said people should be meaner to spellcasters. Yeah, yep. I feel like they hide in the back a little too. They've had it too good for too long. A Ferrari called Max says, one of my fellow player characters got their pirate ship enchanted by an archfey and now it flies in the air. Oh, I don't want to know what that costs them. Good God. Can we talk about flying things for a second, though? Jonathan said, hey, if we want to find a cool podcast about world building, where do we go? You have any recommendations? You know what, Jonathan? Have I got the podcast for you? Now in video form. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, you guys. If you go to the Atlas Loom and look at the most recent post, we have the video format of that podcast available. Like that episode, you can watch it on YouTube. You can see Endeavorance and I talking shit and like just like chatting to each other. I'm full on, like in that episode, I'm like leaned back really hard in my chair because I was just trying to get cozy. But you can see all the moments as they happen. So we're now available in audio format as usual, and then also video format for those of you guys who like to see who's talking. But yeah, the Atlas Loom, new episode out today. But yeah. Along Came Potato said, I got a deck of many things, and if my party decides to not try and fight Babala Saga immediately, she's going to present it to them, because chaos. Good God. You must have a death wish. Also, Griffin wants me to roll a d20, the giant one, saying, will I be able to revive my current campaign? We haven't played in a year. Oh, no. Oh, that does not sound like a good situation. I want to say, pessimistically, good luck. Let me find... Sorry, my room is also a mess. I had to get camping gear out, like pads and whatnot to sleep in families' like living rooms during the holidays, because you know everyone's in town. There's no beds and things like that. And so all of my camping stuff is kept with all of my D&D shit in the office closet, and so it's always, that's why there's like a stack of shit here. Anyway, your giant D20 roll, Griffin, is It's a 4. So sorry. But also, I think if you haven't played in over a year, I guess that's kind of expected. Was it just like a scheduling thing though, or was it like a no one wants to DM thing? Because DM burnout is very real, and obviously the best way to counteract that is to offer to DM. Doob is over in the TikTok chat. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, sorry. Dawson says food check. Oh, it's here. Oh shit. Okay, wait. Let's see. Griffin. The dice have spoken. Schedules. I'm the DM. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, schedules are not fantastic. Okay, let me catch up on chat real fast. And Guess says, oh my god, my spoons are so low. I spent the majority of 4 days being social with family is draining. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm also not like one of those people who's like, oh, family means everything. And I will full on admit that I would not hang out with my family if it wasn't for the fact that I'm related to them. And I probably shouldn't just for the sake of it. So talking to them is just like so draining. Inner Heaven says hello. Hey, Inner Heaven. Oh my god, Army Blade says for that one shot where it's all bards, make it a band of bard/cleric multiclasses called My Clerical Romance. That is fucking hilarious. Ben says all spellcasters should have their foci stolen multiple times during a campaign. Ooh. Stealing things is not a mechanic that's used nearly enough. That's fun as fuck. I should write that down. Internet Explorer has followed as well. Hello, Internet. Along Came Potato said, is there any multi-classing you won't allow in a campaign? No, I allow pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything that I disallow except for like blatantly evil characters in an otherwise good campaign. If you start off good and then turn evil, that's fine. Vaden Shadow says, by the way, I've yoinked your Good Beholder shop idea for my world, just FYI. I'm so glad. Feel free to yoink any of my ideas. Yes, that is a massive D20. That is something gifted to me by Calevra. It was custom. It has a 20 or a rose on the 20. The only person to ever roll it is Endeavorance, I'm pretty sure. Internet Explorer says, commercials. Oh, I'm so sorry. I turned off mid-rolls for what it's worth, but pre-rolls I cannot turn off, unfortunately. D-Reef1123 has followed. Hello. Griffin says, hear me out. A party of clerics called the Amen. That's fucking funny. Milo Tan is also here saying, hello, I just finished setting up my new PC. That's awesome. And Mario said, fortunately, I saw more dogs than people on Christmas. That's a good Christmas. Anytime the proportion is wildly disproportionate, amazing. You gotta count the number of, I don't know, adults and dogs and then kids. And then if you have more dogs than kids or adults or both combined, then you're winning. It's Andre98 says favorite Christmas movie. I really like Elf. Only because they got to eat dessert for breakfast that one time, and I do that regularly now. You know, YOLO. Phasmatis, hello, welcome in. And Clever says, I do be a tiny bit sad I'll never get to personally roll the giant D20 eventually. I'll just have to get my own. You should. It's honestly, it's really soft too. It's a lot of fun. And the customization is just fucking on point too. Like, I'm still blown away. Ringtail says, it you. Hey, Ringtail, it is me. Who was I saying? Griffin, entertain chat for like 2 seconds. I gotta go get my food. Okay, so something really fucking weird happened. Hold on. I should have taken a picture. The food showed up, but it showed up on my doorstep exactly like this. Like, the thing was upside down. It's on top of the bag that's torn open through the back. I assume it, like, broke open, and then the person just, like, put it upright, and then... like, just kind of set it, like, it literally was, like, this is outside the bag, upside down, when I found it. It is kind of weird. That being said, I'm starving, so I'm still gonna eat it and assume nothing suspicious happened. Kika says, looks like it leaked and dissolved the bag. Yeah, that's what I'm willing to bet happened. Goodness. What's that? There was also no straw for the drink, so but luckily I had one lying around. Okay. Huh. Great, we're set, we're solid. We got food, we have sustenance, sort of. El Mingus says, is there a comically large bite taken out? That'd be hilarious. And as far as I can tell, it's all kosher, but also I wouldn't know. Mayo says, tonight I shall become 1% pizza. Oh, after the 1% nacho thing. Kiki says, make sure to lock that door though. Oh yeah, it's always locked. But yeah. Gonko says, sus, don't eat it. I can't afford not to at this point. I can feel myself withering away. Valcor says, I'm playing a lawful evil character who has his own code of ethics. He's cold and sharp with his words and favors violence over discussion, but he does not tolerate blatant cruelty towards women or children. Interesting. I feel like that is morally questionable, and I would make sure your DM is okay with that, because that will add a lot of, especially someone who goes like fight first, talk later. That's probably my least favorite character to DM for. I guess it says, hope the courier didn't take some of it. I don't think so. I think it would have been less obvious. Along Came Potato says, roll a con save before you eat that. I can do that. Let me get this guy out of the dunce chair real fast. Con save. 12. I'll live. If anything, I've got a negative modifier because it's that time of the month and I do not feel amazing after all the running around I've done during the holidays. Here we are. Isaac the Cook said, what's your favorite thing to eat during the holidays? Tamales for me every time. Ooh. Pie. 100% pie. M. Willa, hello. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Same with Suture TV. Hello, hello. But yeah. Griffin said maybe they're drinking some gasoline and spilled a little. Goodness. Ringtail says, how are you peoples? Hi, Ringtail. And then Griffin says, change the dono goal to potential antidote just in case. I should up it as well. Let me rearrange some stream things here real fast. So where are we at for sub goals? 86 out of 89. You guys are amazing. Jesus. Let's do antidote. Possibly. And we'll just change all that. But yeah. Along Came Potato says, you'll be fine. Tasselhoff Perfect says, whiz save first, con save later. Look, I've got high wisdom, I'd like to think. Anyway, cheers and pray for me. Oh. Griffin, thank you so much. Oh my god. Okay, well, goodness. Well, let's see. Ringtail says, looking at your freckles, it's almost like they change place all the time as if they aren't real. Yep. Griffin, thank you so much for the gifted subs. And then also to Equinox, thank you for subscribing for 3 months at tier 3. So now at 91. I feel like it's safe to set it to 100. And if we hit 100, that'd be amazing. We're already, let's see, we got like maybe 45, 46 minutes left in the stream. So maybe that's okay. Milo says, my family made nut cups. Nut cups? Which are basically just miniature pecan pies. Oh, okay. That sounds good. I've always been kind of like iffy about pecan pies, to be fully honest. Like, it's not entirely my favorite. I'm much more of a pumpkin pie person. Didn't we have this discussion? We had a vote. Talking about like what everyone's favorite pies and whatnot were. I think pumpkin won. And then there was apple and then pecan. I could be wrong though. Someone could pull up the clip, I'm sure. Bloodmain Leon says, I have an artificer / warlock pact boon, Pact of the Trigger. And Dara says, what sparkles? Also, what's your favorite liquid to drink? Oh, favorite liquid to drink? There's so many directions that I could take this joke. Instead, I'm just gonna say root beer because it's a safe answer. That won't get me banned. Elkaz wants me to hydrate. All right, fuck, one sec. If you guys want a really easy tooth whitening tip, first of all, the Crest 3D white strips. Everyone always asks me how I do it. That's 100% how. It's just the 3D white strips, like once every maybe 2 weeks or as needed. Make sure to get the ADA approved ones though. But you can also, after every sip of soda, water, or soda, coffee, or tea, just drink some water, and that helps out a ton with like preventing stains, apparently. Just like a little sip. As a treat. Tasselhoff said, may you be touched by his noodly appendage. What on earth are we talking about? Along Came Potato said, Bahamut bless this creature of the internet that their floor food is not poisoned. Hey, it was on a welcome mat, not on the floor. We got that layer of protection. Everyone knows welcome mats are basically, you know, it's... Look, if I die, I at least need to finish stream first. Along Came Potato says, Grandma's famous nut cups. Good God. And then Milotan said, they're so good because they were the pies the size of cookies. I feel like I didn't have enough sugar cookies this Christmas. There was a significant lack of sugar cookies. Maybe I can go get some for myself. Should I change the stream goal to... Hold on. Let's do this. All the holiday food Diana didn't get. There we go. So I can go get maybe like a cute little apple pie or something, or some sugar cookies, and then decorate them myself at home. Because guys, in case you haven't picked up on this, I'm very much a make yourself happy type person, to the point where I full on, like, if I want to do something, I will, including having dessert for breakfast. God, fucking that pie. Oh, that pie that Mike donated to get me last week. Such a fucking good call. I've been munching on that consistently. Things like that. Things like, you know, whatever I would normally do with someone else, I go do myself. Like sitting at a cocktail bar. I don't know. It's only lonely if you're lonely. Oh, hey. Ringtail says, this is something I started working on for my D&D campaigns was ways to incorporate unique familiars into the game that you can tame. I really like the first one that I've been writing up. Ooh, okay. Unique familiars is a lot of fun. I also like when people can customize their familiars. So anytime someone's going to do something like that, like come up to me and be like, well, I mean, I guess with the spell that they can do it. But if they're going to like, Tass says ramen. That's hilarious. Oh, I already forgot what I was saying. Whatever. Leo wants me to do a Taraka deck fortune saying, hi, I came to say hi before going to sleep, but I've not been sleeping well recently. So my question is, will I sleep well tonight? Let's find out. I will also say, melatonin goes a long way, and if you don't have melatonin and you desperately need to like reset your sleep schedule, there are these like pills that are basically the active ingredient in Benadryl that makes you fall asleep. They're like little blue liquid core type things. I have a ton of those on me, and anytime I travel anywhere, it's an instant like reset. It will knock you out within like an hour of taking it, if not half an hour, and it'll keep you asleep pretty well too. I usually take them in conjunction with melatonin though. I don't know why. I don't think it's necessary. But that's like something I always recommend. You just can't do it more than like 2 or 3 days in a row. Otherwise your body will start to kind of like lose its capacity to naturally create melatonin and things that'll put you to sleep. So you want to be, you know, careful on that. Along Came Potato said magnesium is great for sleep. Yeah, if you have a magnesium deficiency, that would work. I guess that'd be a good way to find out too. But yeah. Milo Chan says time to lurk. Enjoy your computer, Milo. And then Elcaz says, listen, you were talking about your favorite drink, so it was time to hydrate. Dude, I hate it when you ask someone what their favorite drink is and they say some shit like water. Like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no way you enjoy water that much. No one's favorite drink is being hydrated. It's like a fucking chore. Like, there's so many better beverages out there. That being said, I guess that does not apply to people who live in Oregon, because Oregon water is delicious as shit. I went to Philly for not Gen Con, I keep wanting to say Gen Con, for PAX Unplugged. And my god, the water in Philly sucks. Coming back home to Oregon, I like chugged 3 glasses of water from the tap instantly. Cider is a good answer from Dawson. Terriel says, what about Smart Water? I've never had it. I remember having, I can't remember. Vitamin waters growing up, which there's no way those are actually healthy, right? Gongo says, how about thick water? Listen, recreationally, sure. Ben says, my favorite drink is specifically tap water from the beach side of Daytona Beach. Really? I'll have to try it. Thanks for putting that on the map for me. Equinox says, wait, what are you gonna do about it, Diana? Haha. Craigosaurus says, favorite beverage is coffee. I get that a lot. I really wish I liked coffee just for the culture. I can't force myself to like it. Jade says Oregon water has been... Jade, you live in fucking California. You fuckers come up to Oregon for our water, and you're saying it's mid? How dare you? Ben says, it can't have been good for me, but it tasted good. Y'all know, okay, so hold on. There's this thing. Okay, wait, no, I need to do the Taraka reading, and I'll derail to the Lithia water. Jade says, no, we don't come for your water, we come for your real estate. That too. Unfortunately, they're irrevocably linked. Now, Leo, your Taraka deck fortune is the thief. which is, there's no way I'm gonna get this to work. Aha, the thief. Let me read this in a second. So this is to tell if you're gonna sleep well tonight. Oh man, Taraka deck. I always forget if it's 2 Ks or 2 Rs. But let's see. The thief, I before E, says those who steal or burgle, a loss of property, beauty, innocence, friendship, or reputation. Or in this case, brain cells, because if you don't get some fucking sleep soon, you're not going to love it. It's not going to be a great, great time for you. So sorry. Let's see. More talk about water. Okay, let me make sure I'm not missing out on chat. Also, Sandinario Cheeks, welcome in. Hello. Clever says if I'm handed dessert after biting into it, I'm told it's a nut cup, I'm throwing it hard. Yeah, yep. Raintail says they're a crocodile/octopus hybrid. The croctopus. Crocodile with hind legs and tail, a set of tentacles which grows to gargantuan size and lives for 600 years. That's some SCP type shit, honestly. Goodness. Valcor says, I did check with my DM at first for my character who does the whole fight first talk later thing. His only requirement was that I don't go murder hobo and that I don't work against the party. Good. Okay, solid. Not bad. I mean, if they're okay with it and they know how to run that, then that's fine. Raintail says, I run it up so the familiars can level up into one of 3 unique ways. They can level up into Lurker, Onslaught, or Synergy. Oh, interesting. So kind of like the 3 like the rogue mage fighter sort of thing. Someone said, what's your go-to root beer? Oh, God. Okay, so there's this really, this is, oh man, okay, hold on. It's a bit of an obscure brand, but it's called Thomas Kemper root beer. And it's a, oh God, I need a picture. This stuff. So they changed the logo recently, I think, but they have a bunch of different sodas. The root beer is the best fucking root beer I've ever had. And if I remember correctly, it's because it's made with like proper cane sugar as opposed to like syrup. There's also Steelhead root beer, which is made with honey. And I don't know if it's like Pacific Northwest exclusive. It looks really old fashioned, but it's made with like, yeah, vanilla and honey. So that is like the source of the sweetness, and it's so good, you guys. It's so much better than corn syrup. I don't know why the fuck we made corn syrup the thing. But yeah. Let's see. Talking about coffee and whatnot still. I really wish I liked coffee, you guys. Just for the vibe of being able to wake up in the morning, get one of those glass coffee mugs, mix yourself up something nice, do some whipped cream with the caramel drizzle, fucking get in those little sticks, the little buzzy sticks, the other little buzzy sticks, the ones that froth things, the frothers, getting a little frother and using frothing milk and shit like that. That would be for the vibe, for the aesthetic. Tassel Soft says, I love water with tiny bits of roasted beans in it. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Crow Doggy says, I'm from a spring town in the UK. No other water comes close. Ooh, that sounds nice. And then Valcor says, Washington State tap water isn't so bad. I can't stand the taste of well water. I don't think I've ever had well water, like, or known that it's different, I guess. Along Came Potato says, California can't hate on anyone's water because they don't have any roasted. Now we're just talking about water. This is the most vanilla fucking thing that we could be using this stream time on. Equinox says Taraka deck. Yeah, so the Taraka deck is from, oh yeah, Jade, Ben is here. Say hi. Is Ben still here? Ben is lurking. Jade says, Ben, I need your lore. Ben, get back here. Well, you can... Ben is back. Hello. Welcome back. Talk to each other if you want. Yeah, the Taraka deck is the deck that's used in Curse of Strahd in order to determine what's going to happen in the course of the campaign. I use it to also lay out players' personal quests and like show them what the good or the bad outcome is. And so that is... God, I love it when my friends discover each other. Goodness. Someone gave me a physical copy of it, and I use it to determine the outcome of whatever you guys asked me to using channel points. There we go. Adam Brimberry says, those freckles got me wanting you to do a Lae'zel cosplay. I feel like I'd make a good Lae'zel, actually. And I don't know why I get that vibe, but I feel like that would work. Jade says we've known each other. I was literally at Ben's house a month or 2 ago. How come everyone's been to Ben's house except for me? What the fuck, Ben? Attorney says, it says on Tinder that I've run out of people in my radius. I don't want to give up on dating, but I don't think I have a choice. I would switch apps. I would do Hinge or Bumble. Tinder was always my least favorite app. Hinge is probably my favorite. And then Bumble is probably close second. Along Came Potato said, have you had Not Your Father's Root Beer? That's like the alcoholic one, right? It's not fantastic. Jade said, okay, wait, I'm not reading that aloud. Jade, I swear to God. Elcast says you're missing out on heart palpitations and culture by not drinking coffee. I drink energy drinks enough. Okay, let's see. I'm back down, trying to catch up. Along Came Potato said, did you get the Beetle and Grimm's pack for the deck? I did not. For the Traka deck, I think someone gifted it to me. I have no idea where it came from, but I don't think it's related to Beetle and Grimm. Draco says, corn grows a lot in the US while cane sugar is much harder to grow here, so we subsidize that. I did remember learning about that ages ago. Internet Explorer says, I played in Curse of Strahd campaign that was at a college party. That was a college party or was at a college party? Oh. And Guess it says, you might be able to answer this. How big is the physical Taraka deck compared to standard tarot decks? Oh, I have no idea because I don't have a standard tarot deck to compare against. But if I remember correctly, tarot decks are a lot longer, right? So the Taraka deck is basically the size of a normal playing card deck. Ben says, because you don't live in LA. God damn it. Jesus. Are you guys having a party without me on my fucking channel? And talking about LaCroix? Oh, goodness. Craiger says, apparently I got gifted a sub while I wasn't here, so thanks, Captain Nova. Also, hello. Hi, welcome in. And Mr. Coffee has just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much, Mr. Coffee. So we're at, oh my god, 97 out of 100. Jesus. Jade says skill issue. Ugh. If my skill issue is not living in LA, then I think I'm okay with that. I live in fucking Bend. Bend is amazing. I miss Bend so much when I was in Portland and the fucking, in the valley. My god. Dawson says they hijacked your chat, Diana. What are you gonna do about it? Honestly, nothing. I like my friends. Ben says everyone has lied to you about LA. It's nice. Isn't it expensive? Draco says 54 in the Taraka versus 78 in the Tarot. Oh, so you're talking about like size on that. Oh, hey, Huntacam just gifted out 3 community subs. Holy shit, so we hit 100. Goodness. I would end the stream on that note if I could. But I've got a quota to meet. And so... That being said, thank you so much, Huntacam. I appreciate that immensely. Jade says, LA's the best. I know how to survive the apocalypse because of LA. Ben says it's cheaper than Orlando. Okay. If I was comparing to Orlando, that would help, but I don't... Look, guys, I live in Oregon. There's no way in hell I would leave here for anywhere else. You would have to fucking pay me to live elsewhere. And even then, I don't think I'd do it. If I wanted to get paid to live elsewhere, I'd just join the military. Crow Doggy says, is it though? Is it really? Dracoblaze says, but consider how much food variance is in LA. That is the only thing that I don't like about specifically my part of the Oregon state is that we don't have a whole lot of diversity, so we don't have a whole lot of food diversity. Two Earth Bard says, Oregon, isn't that the place where the sparkly vampires come from? You're thinking of, what is it called? Sporks? Spoons? Forks? Up in Washington, right? Which isn't a real place, is it? Is it actually a real place? Maybe it is, because I thought I saw someone do a TikTok one time about how they went there and saw like a whole fucking museum dedicated to Edward. It is real? Okay, gotcha. Sporks, spoons, hibachi brand frothers. It's the same thing. Thanks, Jade. Glad you got my back. And then, let's see. Draco says Forks, Washington is a real place. We do have a bunch of really fucked up cities in Oregon. Most notably Boring, which is, I don't think I've even passed through it. But like, it's full on just not, it's a tiny town. Like, there's no reason to go except to take a picture in front of the sign, but it is a place. There are a bunch of other fucked up sort of city names, but that being said, look at fucking Oregon though. Oh my god, I love this place. Oh, it's way the fuck up here? Oh, no wonder. Ew. Okay. Well, anyway, I was talking about the valley 2 seconds ago. It's so fucking, Jade says boring. Yeah, Boring, Oregon. And I don't think that's even the weirdest one. Okay, so, hold on. Strange Oregon town names. Because I know there's a bunch. I cleaned my keyboard, and I feel like it got pretty clacky. Ever since. Places in Oregon that have the weirdest names. Let's see. This is a top 20 list, and I'm not sure I trust it. Oh, Timbuktu, Oregon. Genniopolis, Oregon. Boring, Oregon, which is in Clackamas County. Riddle, Oregon. Idiotville, Oregon. Jackass Butte, which makes sense. There's a bunch here. Murder Creek over in Lynn County. Who the fuck would go to Lynn County? I'm so judgmental of places, I've discovered. Equinox says, Bend, Oregon has the last Blockbuster. Yeah, and actually, you can still rent videos from it. It has, like, its own merch. It has, like, altars kind of set up to different actors who have swung by and, like, I guess been there. It also has, like, collections of things from those actors, like, signed, you know, stuff. A Ferrari called Max just resubbed for 1 month at tier 1. Welcome back for your second month, Max. You can stay at Bella's house in Forks, Washington. Oh, whoa. Near the coast? Interesting. Ben says Normal, Illinois. Ugh, nothing in Illinois is normal. And Guessa says, if boring is the worst thing you can say about a place, that is a great place to live. I guess. Yeah, you're not wrong. Anyway, yeah, the last Blockbuster. It's a nice, it's solid. It gives the same nostalgia. It even smells the same. Along Came Potato said there's a town in Washington called Big Bottom. Goodness. I bet the plastic surgery there is just, like, amazing. Valcor says, Oregon is very beautiful. I think I'm going to take a road trip down there during spring break or summer break. Highly recommend. I just don't recommend the coast towns is the only thing. If you're coming up from, like, the north or south, generally people tend to follow the route along the ocean, and, like, that's fine, but all the cool stuff to do is in Bend, in the summer, at least. Winters, unless you're one of those losers who knows how to ski or snowboard. Ben says, Cracks Knuckles. Wanker's Corner. Ballston. Nimrod, Oregon. Nimrod's another one! Yeah! Wait, is that real? That's Oregon? I know I've heard it before. I didn't know there was an Oregon. The Real Patchy One, welcome in. We're talking about shitty town names. Not shitty town names, funny town names. Along Came Potato said, there's a classic town in Washington called Chuckanut. Dawson says Murder Creek. Yeah, a place called Murder Creek in Oregon. Elcast says I went to the last Blockbuster. It's so neat. Honestly, I'm just impressed by the merch that they have. I would have bought some just for the vibe, but it would have made me more of a tourist than anything. Griffin said, we have towns called Last Chance, Stoner, No Name, Spook City, and Dinosaur. Interesting. Gnarltree says it can get super hot in LA. Yeah, I mean, LA isn't supposed to exist, right? Tasselhoff said, God damn it, I gave my old roommate, H8S? Blockbuster card back on his 40th, but I could have come to Bend and rented with it first. Oh yeah, 100%, I'm sure. I wonder how they do. I don't know their whole system anymore. A Ferrari called Max says there's a town in Michigan called Hell. Goodness. And the funny thing is towns have sister cities, right? And so I don't know how sister cities are created or like how you decide like what your sister city would be. Or even if that, like, actually holds up to anything. But Boring, Oregon's sister city is, Dole, Scotland, I believe. So yeah, that's a thing. Ben says there's also a billboard in Ohio that says, Hell is real. Hey, yeah, it's in Michigan. Hell is real, and it's, oh god, there's so many ways that joke could go. My brain is too dead to pick one that won't get me in trouble. Idea Machines is back. How's it going? They say, saw dudes, what building on? Oh yeah, we were supposed to be world building today. Instead we're talking about city names. So we got derailed real fucking fast. Main Pious Fool says the Big Beaver exit in Michigan is exit 69. That's hilarious. That is some good city planning right there. That's where I want my tax dollars to go. Potato says, I'm starting at Oregon State January 8th. I'm gonna be a Beaver. Wait, really? Wait, Potato, what dorm are you in? I used to work for Oregon State basically in housing for a little bit over the summer, and I lived in every single dorm on campus, and I've got opinions. So many opinions. Random Gamer 2, welcome in. Elcat says, the Blockbuster uses the old school computers, at least of a couple years ago. I went this year, and I'm pretty sure I didn't look at the computers. I don't think that's still the case. I feel like I would have noticed, but I could be wrong. Elcat says not Cleveland, Cincinnati. Interesting. Equinox says there's a Crapper, Oregon. I bet they have the best porta potties. Also, Toad Sage is here. Hello. Druckablaze says, world building. Name your cities anything, because look at the shit we came up with for the US. Indeed. Crow Doggy says, have a search for funny names in the UK. Some of these really aren't safe for Twitch. Let's not then. Instead, I'm going to hydrate thanks to Toad Sage. Potato says, I'm not going to be on campus. I'm online only. Oh, gotcha. That's okay. Corvallis is tiny and there's not a whole lot going for it anyway. So, like, that's probably the best. But also it depends on what you're studying. Is it engineering or a science of some sort? Because if so, you're in the right place. If not, it depends on what you're studying to see if I can recommend anything or not. Waddles Time said, suggestions to revive a group that hasn't played in 18 months. Should I just give up trying to be a DM? It depends on why. You have to know the root cause of the issue, right? So if you... Hey, Toad Sage just subscribed. Thank you so much, Toad Sage. Holy shit, so we're at 102 out of 100 subscribers. Oh my god. I'll up this to 110 for the sake of keeping it going. But yeah, online is definitely the way to go. Online school was so easy. COVID was so fucking... It was... Honestly, not like I had bad grades or anything, but it made it way less work to graduate and then proceed to not use the degree I graduated in. That being said, speaking of that degree, this was also supposed to be an animal facts stream. So if you guys have any animals you want to hear facts on, I will do my best. Or like general classes of animals. I think I can try. It has been several years, but I seem to spit them out quite readily last stream. So I'm sure I could come up with something. While I eat. The cuttlefish, yeah. That's actually my favorite fish, more or less. Give me a quick sec, though. So yeah, Waddle's Time, sorry. For your question about how to revive an old group, I would honestly offer them an opportunity to... Well, first of all, make it clear that they can start with new characters if they want. They don't have to give up the campaign, but maybe they can switch out the character they were playing for a new class build if they want to try something new, if that would help them get interested. If it's a scheduling thing, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Maybe you can suggest playing online instead of in person over Discord or something like that, because sometimes it helps people when they don't have to have like the whole barrier of driving to a place. Maybe, yeah, beyond that, if you're the DM, I don't know. It's hard. It's the problem that we all run into. Anyway, what was I saying? Along Came Potato said, what'd you get your degree in? So I got a degree in zoology. I'm a zoology major with minors in chemistry. I've said this so many times. Why am I forgetting? Chemistry, psychology, and professional sales. So I've got 3 minors, 1 major, graduated with honors from OSU. Can we have a redeem for animal facts? That would be a good idea. So cuttlefish, right? Have you ever looked at their eyes, dude? So cuttlefish eyes, not only can they change their fucking skin color, by the way, they can change their texture. But their eyes are like W's. They have like these really cute, like wavy little eyes. And I forget, if I refresh my memory, I'll be able to find why. But yeah, these little things. Oh, and I think it's got something to do with the fact that they can like receive information from pretty much everywhere, or like it's either more information or it helps them filter down information visually. And it's something to do with the fact that they live in water and have to see in all 3 dimensions. Yeah, accurately estimate distance and whatnot. Oh, it polarizes the light. That makes sense. Oh, nothing to do with 3 dimensions. It's because they only have one kind of photoreceptor. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm learning along with you. Anyway, that's your fact, is that they have fucked up eyes. But they are really cute. Honestly, I think it makes them cuter. Madagascar day geckos, says Mario Smash. I actually don't have any gecko facts, like of any sort of gecko, but we can look up the Madagascar day gecko and see if we come up with something. Also, Universe Falls is here on a 5-stream streak. Welcome back, welcome in. A Madagascar day gecko? One of the largest living day geckos. Day gecko is a category? Oh, it's the Geico gecko. It's this little guy, this little chunky fella. Yeah, okay. He's got the little tongue. Fun fact is the insurance is not actually fucking 15% off for 15 minutes or whatever the fuck they say. They always just use that as a comparison to the highest possible insurance. So like, here's the thing. You know how they say that if you switch to this insurance, you'll save like 20% or 15% or something like that? Or like people who on average switch to that insurance save some percentage of money? The reason they have that stat is because it's a fucking selection bias. You wouldn't switch to Geico if you weren't going to save money. So the people who switch, on average, do so because they're saving money. And so it's like they might be switching from some bullshit insurance company. It's not the case for everyone. And it definitely, they say it like it's an across the board thing. Like if you switch, you'll get this. It's not. It's a marketing thing. Kyle has just followed. Welcome in, Kyle. Milo Tan says, you got any dog facts? So many. So it turns out we recently discovered that we tamed dogs on a way different time basis, like a different timeline than we thought we did. So we have no idea when we tamed dogs, by the way. We just have no fucking clue. We're still discovering evidence, trying to figure out when exactly it happened, but like the difference between wolves and dogs makes it kind of hard to like pinpoint. That Drake945, welcome in. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, like we don't know when we tamed them. And that would be super important because it determines a lot of other things about like our culture basically, because once we started taming dogs, that changed fundamentally how we do a lot of things, labor and whatnot, how we changed our eating habits, our hunting habits. And so like that's important to know, but we have no fucking clue when it happened. Jeremiah Mai says the Dracula parrot. What the hell is a Dracula parrot? The Dracula parrot, also known as Peskett's parrot. Oh, guys, I just got the best Aarakocra idea. And I'm sure you all know what I'm about to say, so I'm not going to share it. But this guy's pretty fucking cool. Look at this man. He's got a little cape. Oh, he's the only member of his genus. Oh, and he's endemic to New Guinea. The poor guy. Oh, no. Oh, that's okay. If he bites another parrot, I'm sure the other parrot will turn into a one eventually. But yeah. Owlbear facts? They're, besides the fact, oh god, I don't know any owlbear facts actually. I think it'd be interesting to find out exactly how an owlbear works. Like how many, by the way, I've noticed that I say owlbear like with an A. Like an A-L, an owlbear, as opposed to owlbear. Like I don't pronounce the wool. I just say owlbear. Interesting thing I noticed about myself. I think that's cute. I think I'm adorable. Anyway, I would be so interested to take one apart and see exactly how, as in the scientific way, not the creepy way, not in like the I want to murder an owlbear in real life, but more like I want to see a scientific drawing of one, to see where the owl starts and where the bear begins and whatnot. Like, do they have the same mechanism to cough up pellets? Like, do they leave pellets behind? How does their musculature work? Like, why would they grow feathers if they don't actually need to? Well, I guess it's not evolutionary is the thing. So any theory I have would be thrown out the fucking window because it's an abomination. It was like made by, it's a monstrosity. It was made. It wasn't, you know, like born. So there's no need to think about it evolutionarily. But I'd still be curious to see what like owl like traits that they have. And their eyesight, dude. I would love to see what their eyesight is like. God, and not enough people imagine owlbears as having like the turning head backwards sort of thing. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. What's your favorite clade? Oh god, I don't remember the clades. Draco says, if you want to use your degree, there's a daily guess the animal game based on their taxonomic rank called Metazoa online. That sounds like homework. Maybe someday. Maybe I could do that at the start of every session or something. Every stream. I need to stop thinking in D&D terms. Along Came Potato says, I'm doing honors college for AP Computer Science. Nice! So I will say, with regards to the OC Honors College, and I will 100% say that I did this, I highly recommend sticking with it for at least the first 2 years to get access to the AP credits and the honors credits and the different classes that you can take. Take honors English if you can. Avoid honors chemistry. Any class that's taught by Mr. Oh no, I forget his name. It's not Mr. White, is it? Mr. Brown? God, I can't remember. If I remember, I'll find it. Amazing human being, does absolutely no grading, but you still learn from his classes. I took a class called fucking Analyzing Humor one time at the OSU Honors College. It counted as an actual credit, and I basically got to watch funny videos all day, and then do like a little essay at the end about funny videos and whatnot, and create my own comedy. And now I'm a content creator. Oh boy. Tass says, boo, cuttlefish then. Things are too polarized these days. Jade says, talk about the best arthropod to ever exist, Anomalocaris. So Anomalocaris, if I'm thinking of the right one, this is the fucker. This is the fucking, is this the guy? No. Okay, thank God. I was about to say, if this is the motherfucker who crawled onto Earth and made life a living hell for the rest of us, I'm not talking about him out of rage, but I think this is a different guy. These are the little spindly fellas. I never actually studied these. These were more of a marine bio, ancient bio sort of thing. But I don't actually have an apex predator. Ooh. Its name means unusual shrimp. That's adorable. Look at this little guy. Look at his little eyes. Look at how fucking dumb he looks. How adorable. How cute. Anyway, axolotls. Dude, I can talk about axolotls because axolotls aren't really their own thing. It's not an actual, like, species necessarily, its own creature. I mean, it kind of is, it kind of isn't. So an axolotl is just a, what they call, is it neonatal? No, it's, shit, it's an N, it's a word that starts with N that is, it describes a creature that basically stays in its juvenile state. So you know how when you have a creature and it goes through metamorphosis, for instance, salamanders, they start off as like their larval form. Let me do this. So there's these guys, right? This is the life cycle of a salamander. It starts off as an egg. It turns into a larva with gills. It eventually grows limbs and then sheds the tail, or the tail, I guess in this case, grows into its own thing, but it sheds the limb, the gills rather, crawls onto land and starts breathing with lungs. Fucking axolotls are just the larvae with limbs that haven't reached this final stage yet. Like, they're a type of salamander, or a type of newt, I'm pretty sure. Same vibe. Like, they just stick, they grow the same way, and then they stay at this level. And usually that's because, I mean, at least in the wild, because conditions are not good for them to survive as an adult, so they choose to stay in, like, that form. And so that is, that's basically what an axolotl is. Faz Mattis says, he's just a little guy. He is just a little guy. Also, Mutant Lemon is here. Hey, Lemon, how's it going? Seth says, are we checking out pangolins? Oh, we can. Okay, hold on. I gotta, also Dishonorful is here. We can check out pangolins. I thought I had a pangolin fact, but I can't remember what it was. I think it's just that they're incredibly endangered. Are they still incredibly endangered? Yeah, range from vulnerable to critically endangered. These poor guys, man, they're so cute. They're just little roly boys. Don't we use them for something though? There's like a blood thing. The only animals wholly covered in scales. I thought there was something that we could harvest from them, and that was like, oh, I think it's just the pet trade. I think it's a pet trade victim. I don't really have a fun fact for them beyond the fact that they are poor little guys who are quite endangered. Like, look at this little man. Look at how sad he is. We need to help him. Oh my god, these little guys. Anyway, that's a pangolin. This is just turning into me not having any facts and just showing pictures instead. And Guessa says, what's your idea? Vampire Aarakocra colored like a vampire parrot. Yeah, that'd be sick. Or a Dampier or something. Vibrant Worlds, hello, welcome in. Thanks for the follow. Tesla says, owlbear fact number 1, they no longer exist in Pathfinder. Probably because of copyright issues, I imagine, right? Kuma Bear says, owlbear is my next D&D character. Look, Toad Sage says, fun fact, humans may have evolved from a bipedal ape ancestor, but that does not mean we're not the same as chimps / gorillas, etc. We're still evolutionarily close to them, we're just not the same species. That's correct. Because of different adaptations and evolutions and whatnot. Right, so it's not like we evolved, so it isn't chimp evolved into human. That's not how it works. It's more like chimp, human, ape, and then every other species on the planet at some point evolved from the same old ancestor. We were exposed to different conditions. So like this ancestor essentially had different conditions across its range in different parts of the world that it lived. It was exposed to different, environments, different food sources, different needs. Trees, whether they exist or not, will change how you evolve. Whether or not water exists in plentiful amounts, or if it's kind of a desert environment, that'll change how you evolve. So we evolved separately from chimps, not directly from chimps. Like, chimps are here, we're over here, we have the same ancestor, but we're not from chimps. We're from the same ancestor as chimps, if that makes sense. So that's why, like, chimps and gorillas and humans exist at the same time. But yeah. Draco says, I think that's adorable too. I think we should dissect this creature was a wild swing. That's science for ya. And Seth says, it could cough up a whole deer skeleton. So cute. Honestly, yeah. Imagine that being a solid way, like a plot hook for a creature, your D&D party, where they find, instead of like owlbear feathers or something like that, they find owlbear pellets. And then that's like a solid way or a necessary way to find the skeleton of a creature that they were actually hunting. Like maybe they're going after, I don't know, a wild pseudo-dragon. and they can't find the pseudo-dragon anymore, but they found an owlbear pellet, or they killed an owlbear in its nest and nearby found pellets where the entire pseudo-dragon skeleton is just present there. They take the skeleton back to some evil wizard, and the wizard's like, oh, this is fine. And the party's like, wait, fucking what? It killed your pet. And the wizard's like, no, it's fine. And then he just takes the skeleton, animates that, and that becomes his new pseudo-dragon familiar that's just in skeletal form instead. That was a whole fucking quest right there. Guys, can I get a fucking round of applause in chat for my genius? Also, Zane Redding, welcome in. I promise I'm not this conceited normally. Toad Sage says, we share a common ancestor. Yeah, right. So, common ancestor sort of thing. Pikachu says, centaurs have 2 rib cages. That's fucking terrifying. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh, I hate that. Can you imagine a centaur's anatomy on the inside? Ooh. Also, fucking horses can't throw up. That's the reason that, okay, so here's a fun fact about horses and rats. They can't vomit, and that's why rat poison works so well on rats. And like, why if horses, they get poisoned, it's like generally really fucking bad. They can't throw up at all. And so, neoteny. Thank you, Draco. Neoteny is the word. Neotny is for when something stays in a juvenile status. Anyway, yeah, they can't throw up, so that's why poisons work. Imagine what happens when a centaur drinks poison. Like, I imagine it would get past the human form pretty easily. But if the stomach and, like, the poison detecting part of your body is further down in the centaur body, does that mean the centaur would want to throw it up? Like, the horse part would try and throw it up, but the human couldn't? That'd be so weird. This whole thing. Once you start asking questions, you get real horrified real fucking fast. Seth says, this sucks on mobile, but this is my 15th stream in a row. Oh, awesome, Seth. Also, Toad Sage just cheered 245 bits. Thank you so much, Toad Sage. That's amazing. I think that's the most bits anyone's ever cheered. Goodness. Anyway, welcome in. Let's see. Horseshoe crab is the blood harvesting thing. That's correct. So horseshoe crabs, and I've done a video on this a little while ago. Horseshoe crab blood is bright blue. Nope, I don't want the price. It's one of the most expensive substances on the planet. It's not the most expensive. I think spider venom of some variety or scorpion venom is the most expensive because it takes so much to harvest. But like, this is us harvesting horseshoe crabs. And I believe in theory they can take up to as much as like a fucking third of the blood out, and the animal could still like technically survive. So then they throw it back into the ocean or sell it to another facility or something like that. That being said, if someone drained a third of your blood and tossed you in the ocean, you probably wouldn't do so hot. So these things are still in decline because of the blood harvesting process, and because like that's incredibly stressful. It's hard to recover from. You can't just like walk off fucking a third of your blood going missing, you know? So anyway, that being said, it is used for sterilization testing, basically. So it coagulates around any sort of impurities, so like bacteria, things like that. So in order to make sure that our sterilization processes are working, we'll usually take some sort of thing, like, you know, if we wanted a knife, a scalpel to be sterilized, I can speak, we would go through a sterilization process and then dip it in horseshoe crab blood, and if we see the blood is coagulating on anything at all on the knife, we know it's not sterile. Same with vaccines. So like first round vaccines, during the vaccine production process, we will expose the vaccines to horseshoe crab blood, and if the horseshoe crab blood again starts to coagulate, then we know the vaccines are no good and something needs to change about the vaccination that vaccine creation process before we can start making it at scale, because it hasn't passed our tests. If it's not sterile, we can't use it. So that's why horseshoe crab blood is so necessary in medicine. That being said, we can make artificial form of the substance that makes that happen, but I think it's not optimized yet. Like that process, the artificial one, is not nearly as well produced or as good. So unfortunately, we can't stop horseshoe crab blood draws just yet. Potato says, pangolins are dog dragons, you cannot change my mind. Seth says, penguins are the most trafficked animal in the world. That was the fact I was looking for. Mutant also wants me to breathe. Hello. Also, Nat R. Martinez and SNH over on TikTok say hello. Hi, guys. How's it going? Whew. Okay, there's a breath mutant. Lemon says, I'm doing good. Just decided to hop in here for a bit since Chris's stream is going for a bit longer and wanted to see what was happening here. Oh, well, hey, welcome in. Tell Chris I said hi. Kuma Bear says, so basically Mew was real at some point. That's what the common ancestors theory sounds like to me anyway. Yeah, but if Mew was real, Mew would be like a single cell. You know, if we're going like way back to like the earliest ancestor ever, that'd be like some fucking single cell nonsense that just got randomly created by the primordial soup. But yeah. Draco says, penguins in China and Asia are endangered because the folklore behind them is that their blood can be used for healing and the scales are historically used in Chinese medicine. Oof. Tesselhoff says you can find good gear in owlbear pellets. Yeah, that'd be fun. Also, Toad Sage is heading off. Have a good night, Toad Sage. And Equinox says, centaurs technically have 2 rib cages. Yeah, we went over that. Internet says, the question is, do centaurs' anatomy actually internally resemble a true split? Yeah, that'd be what I was curious about. Or if it's just like some fucked up, sort of messed up type of, oh god, what is it called? Human centipede sort of thing, but half-assed. Also, SD Man says, we had our Christmas one-shot Saturday, managed to save Santa and Mrs. Claus from a red dragon who wanted to end Christmas, and forced Santa to allow his workers to unionize in order to guarantee his freedom. Interesting, I like that. Idea Machine says, I want to make my critters have weird stuff like real beasties do. Like the shoebill stork will get aggro if you don't bow to them. Flamingos can drink boiling water and stand in acid. Pink is hardcore as fuck. I like that a lot. Also, Seth says, there's any actual play where Becca Scott plays a centaur and way overshares. A centaur? And way overshares? Wait, what? Leon says, also, the centaur, the human part, when they are born is around 5 years old. Wait. Okay, maybe I'm losing brain cells, but I can no longer read chat. Also, Javib, welcome in. Also, DeGoldfishy, hello, thanks for following. Main Pious Fool says, technically, but a lot of them still die. Ooh. Oh, God. Yeah, a baby centaur would be terrifying. Tasselhoff says, fun fact, horseshoe crab blood harvesting inspired the payday lending industry. The what? Wait, the thing where people, like, borrow money till their next paycheck with those apps that I used to get ads for all the time? I don't know. Oh, Gnarled Tree says that's super cool. I never knew what it was for. Draco says one long rib cage. Dude, have you all seen, like, fucking snakes? People are surprised when I tell them this. I thought this was common knowledge. Fucking snake skeletons. It's just one long rib cage the whole way through. Like, they are just pure muscle, basically. Just the entire way. And then you can also see how their jaw splits in two, which is pretty cool. And also, if you look at snake chin scales, this is a good way to tell what type of snake it is. You see how there's these bigger scales on the bottom of their chin, you know, different from all the other scales. The number of scales that you have here helps you basically determine what kind of snake it is. Like, that's one of the ways that you can tell. If they only have like one set, you know, one scale on each side, that lends itself to a certain type of snake. If they have 4, that's different. I like snakes, dude. Snakes are fun. Snakes are cool. I like snakes. Anyway, yeah. Seth says, is Human Centipede with half an ass better or worse? I never saw Human Centipede. I'm pretty okay with that, I think. I think I would want to read the script just to see exactly what the fuck is going on and what everyone's on about. But I don't feel like I've missed anything. Jenga, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Isaac the Cook says, are dragons supposed to have 2 hind legs with wings or quadruped with wings? So dragons, like proper dragons, are supposed to have 4 legs and then 2 wings. Hey, Along Came Potato just cheered 1,500 bits. Just want to show my appreciation for your content stream. Thank you so much, Potato. It's been wonderful having you. I know you're kind of new here, but still, it's been awesome. I appreciate the interaction and the questions. Thank you so much. Okay, so yes. So technically, if it has only 2 back legs and then the 2 front legs are just wings, that's a... Oh, what is it called? Not a drake. Dragon. What is it? There's definitely a classification of dragons. Hold on. We've gone full circle. Yes, this is, no, Drake has no wings. I'm thinking of a wyvern. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I love that we're all nerds here. This is kind of cool. Goodness, did you all ever have the fucking, what's it called? That book, Dragonology? That explained all of this way better than I ever could. But yeah, look at these little guys. Oh my goodness. A Chirin is a dragon? No way. Hold on. There's no way it's a dragonoid, is it? Or a fucking... No, it's a chimerical creature. Okay, but in D&D, though, what is it? It's a celestial. Oh, it does have scales, though. Is it related to dragons? Wild. Some look like giant unicorns where others were more draconic. They could vary in size, but some had 2 horns or even deer-like antlers. I like when they give you variety options on the appearance of your creatures in D&D. And if you aren't taking advantage of that, you absolutely should. Like, the fucking way that I do mimics in my game is they don't all have purple tongues and, like, purple slimy bits. It can be, like, anywhere between blue, green, any sort of cool color, orange, you know, anything. So that way they don't all look the exact same. And guess it says, dragons can have any amount of limbs you want. It's your world, you decide. This classification is something made up on the internet. That is true, rule 0, you decide. But yeah, let's see. Draco says, a dead centaur skeleton could be a holding cell for a small to medium-sized creature. Also, RM Gamer Nerd is here. Hello, RM. It could be. So there's also a thing where I made this idea a little while ago, and I think I saw some art that gave me the idea, so it's not like a totally original concept, but the idea of the necromancer raising a elephant skeleton and keeping it as a familiar or like some sort of pet sort of thing. So instead of raising like a human, it has this whole ass elephant, and inside the ribcage it's built a platform that it lives out of. So the necromancer has basically a moving, like basically a car, I guess, on legs. Huntercam said, wait, what didn't you think was a dragon? A Chiron? I don't think it is. It's technically a celestial and it's got scales, but I don't think it technically counts as a dragon. Hey Dev, how's it going? Dev says hello. How's Strim? Strim is good. Strim's solid. How's the the dark place, the horror, the fucking worst part of the country, give or take. But yeah. Huntercam says, can you spell it? Here, it's Kai-Rin. Ki-Rin is from what I saw. It's designated a celestial. Veus says Indiana. Dude, the only thing I dislike about Gen Con is the fact that it's in Indianapolis. Good God. Dev says so far it's very mid. Gotcha. Let's see. Like mid. I'm probably going to, is it humid? Oh God, I hope it's not humid. You know what we don't have in Bend, Dev, is humidity. You can check me on that. There's like none. God, my hair, like the only reason it's even this poofy is because I was over in the valley for the holidays. Mid-minus. Internet Explorer says, at least it makes the drinks cheaper to be in Indiana. Kilroy's is so good. That's a good point. I don't think I did much drinking when I was at Gen Con because I was too busy fucking wandering around the con floor and being just exhausted all the time from all the things that I had to do. Tarvel's back. Hey Tarvel, how's it going? But yeah. Also, Fight for Light says, you want to have fun? The party walks into an apothecary in a dungeon. It's full of potions. At least half the potions are nerfed 1/4 CR mimics that attack when the party tries to use one. Because it's kind of mean, and investigation only has to be to 10 to discover its true nature. That'd be interesting. Also, Tarvel wants me to hydrate. I can do that. My only thing is if they store those potions in a bag of holding, the mimics would suffocate, and that would be a pretty easy way to tell. If like what a mimic is. So you'd have to make sure the party doesn't have a bag of holding in order for that to work. Or they could just stab it. Like, it's still a kind of a fleshy creature, so they could just stab everything. Like in my the first time I ran Curse of Strahd, every single chest that the party encountered, they stabbed before opening. And I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Too bad that the fucking mimic in that fucking module as written is a doorway. So stabbing won't help you there. And I think that was the lesson that they learned, is that mimics can be anything I want them to be, up to and including a fucking doormat. I want to do like a bow mimic at some point. A satchel mimic would be cool. Tomato_0, welcome in. Thanks for the follow. Oh goodness. Huntercam says, oh, I know what the Chiron is. It's part of Chinese mythology. I studied them. Oh, gotcha. Also, Draco wants me to hydrate again. Okay. Dawson wants a posture check. Alright, before I get fucking commanded around like a puppet, a bag of holding mimic, I would do bag of holding if it wasn't for the fact that like they could detect magic with it, and also we have the bag of devouring already. Draco wants me to breathe. Along Came Potato said, what about a suit of armor mimic or like a cloak mimic? A cloak mimic would make sense, but we have cloakers already. A suit of armor would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that we have animated armor. I try and stay away from things that are already done better. Pikachu says, would a potion mimic be squishy-ish? Or like a solid but still stabbable? I think it'd be a solid, but it would bleed. So it would feel like glass. The texture would still be there, but like if you cut into it, it wouldn't have the same like resistance that normal wood or normal glass would have, and you would draw blood. And then after that point, you would hear like a violently loud screeching sound, and then you would enter initiative and have to deal with it. That'd be the way I would do it. Anyway, Milo says, stab your friends, gotta be sure. God, yeah, I would want to run a doppelganger fucking encounter if my players didn't know if they weren't overplayed. You know, not overplayed, but well heard of, I guess, would be the thing. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off, because I need to eat. And then also do the billion things that have accumulated on my to-do list. Chat, you want to see who's around? Let's see who's on tonight. It looks like Chris is still streaming. I don't know if I want to raid him, only because I know he's going to be ending soon. That being said, I do raid Cinder literally all the fucking time. So let me go ahead. I'll send you guys to Chris. Why not? Oh, he's playing Baldur's Gate. Yeah, he'll be around. Guys, tell Chris that I love him, and also do the stabby emotes while you hop in there. Yeah, that'll be it. We'll do that. All right. Have a good night, guys. Hope you have a wonderful de-stress from the holidays, and I'll see you on tomorrow.